But, you know, the executive order that passed today is, you know, I just think this executive order is really important to get everybody at the, you know, at our universities, our community colleges, the bureaucracy inside the state, the licensing boards, everybody to take a look at qualifying veterans and giving them some real positives about their experiences is great. And we have to have a pretty good focus on the veterans because they're here, they're trained, they're leaders, and they're ready to work, and that would be very good. So I'm real pleased with that. And I think we're making progress on this whole subject, but it is a cultural change that needs to happen, but it's coming along. Little by little, we're making progress, and it won't all be done at once, and it's going to be ongoing. So, questions?
I was going to say, in early 2012, you called worker training your seminal, perhaps your seminal issue.
I don't think I used that word, but it's very important. If I said that, good.
So, I mean, are you pleased with the progress, or?
Yeah, it's really hard, though, because, you know, when you have the Business Roundtable contacting, you know, a big chunk of their own members and putting their shoulder behind it, you can see the challenge. So you can look at it and say, well, we only have 50% participation, but that's a lot of big companies that are participating. We're finding a lot of things out. Look, it's a robust discussion. Everybody's engaged. Higher ed, you know, the people that work inside the government, the legislature's engaged. We've got to involve K through 12 more. But no, I'm never happy till everything is completely fixed. This is just a long process, but I don't feel like we're spinning our wheels. I think we're heading in the right direction. And, you know, as you heard, we have people here in Ohio who are advising people in other parts of the country.
Governor, you talked about workforce issues in Medicaid in the room. What are the chances that some workforce initiative aimed at, you know, Medicaid recipients could come up in the conference committee on the budget?
Well, there already are a lot of programs. Or you have your one-stops. You know, our vocational education is designed to give people skills. Look, I mean, the bottom line is we don't want people to be unemployed for a long period of time because it makes it harder for them to get work. So when we talk about the unemployment process, you know, there's a chance to gather yourself for 30, 60 days, but then after that, you've got to start working to get a job. And you have to do that because the longer you're out of work, the harder it is ultimately to find work. So we are focused on all of that. I just know the legislature, you know, their concern on Medicaid is, you know, an issue of, well, are people getting on these programs and staying forever? The facts are they don't. If you just take the issue of the cash assistance, most people do not max out when it comes to cash assistance. They're off those programs before they're out of them. Part of the problem is the perception. And, you know, I was involved, not as much as some, in welfare reform. You ended the generational dependency. It's worked out. And we have some very good rules in the state. Some of them can be tightened, there's no question, and we're working with the legislature to tighten some of these rules. But as it relates to cash assistance, as it relates to unemployment, there are real incentives to get people trained and get them back to work. But we think there are some rule tightening provisions that might be able to be included in any comprehensive initiative the legislature might have on Medicaid. We'll see.